Welcome to the Dawg Chug. We got Roger in Cuyahoga Falls. We got Ed in Columbus. And pretty soon we're going to have Andy in Columbus because guess where I'm headed this weekend?
Columbus.
That's very, very accurate. Well done. How's everyone doing tonight? Don't answer all at once.
I have a reason. I was out last week. Shout out to the fellow Christian athletes. I was with my son. It was family night. So I have an excuse for the little awkwardness. I was out trying to get reacclimated with you hooligans. But Roger, how you doing?
We're doing good, man. We've been busy here. You know what I heard, and I'm going to whisper this, that Santa Claus is in the guinea pig market. And so I got that going on where we got to, and you just can't get one. You got to get two. And I'm kind of happy because there's a cat that we got that I don't like, and I'm going to set him up. He walked all over my desk. He knocked down. Look, I got the bobbleheads. Jimenez, he's gone. But I got Bieber, so we could keep him around for another year. But he knocked over a bobblehead, so I'm going to set this cat up that he tried to get these guinea pigs so we can get rid of them. It's my plan. That's what I've been working on over here.
All right.
I got a plot to set the cat up. It's the only way we can get rid of him. I tried, and the kids won't let me get rid of him. So if he tries to get the guinea pig, he's gone. So that's my end right there.
Is there truth to the rumor that if I leave the Dawg Chug, the guinea pig will replace me?
It is. I'm going to name him Leroy, despite what the kids name him, and it'll be right. He is going to replace you.
All right. Nice. I'm sure he'll do a better job. So looking forward to that.
Probably have more material and be prepared to.
Ouch. Ed coming out with the
I figured it just
fire.
Yeah,
all right. Well, we have a
show.
great show tonight, and we have an amazing guest, but we want to get it started with a little bit of break-ed news action. So I'm going to turn to you, Ed.
That's right. This is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug. Break-ed news. The Ohio State Buckeyes will face Tennessee in the first round, and Ryan Day better win, or the only reason he'll be allowed in Ohio Stadium is if he's a volunteer usher. Many Cleveland sports fans are mad over the trade of Andres Jimenez and the cancellation of Guards Fest, but most are angriest over the rapist QB eating pasta with his girlfriend on social media. Cleveland truly is a Brownstown. And finally, Bill Belichick took the North Carolina head coaching position because if his 24-year-old girlfriend dumps him, he will be on campus. Next young hot sorority girl up. Hey now. And this is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug.
Wow.
Good news.
Well
Awesome.
done, Ed. You
Great
came
job,
prepared.
Yeah.
That is great, man.
Why would I have to come prepared? Because that was amazing.
I came with a cold too, so I apologize. It's a little nasally, and so my singing career is over with as of tonight. So, I thought I was going to get the gold ticket to go to Hollywood, but it didn't happen. Never happened.
All right. Well, we're going to end it here then because Ed can't sing, and that's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been real. Dawg Chug out. Roger, before we go, though, I think you prepared a little updates.
We do. We got a Dawg Chug update. Here we go. Andrew Berry is under fire in Cleveland. Everything and everyone from local talk radio to websites to social media influencers, and certainly a lot of fans are asking the exact same question. How does Andrew Berry still have a job? It's a simple explanation, according to one insider. The Haslams want continuity, want to instill a winning culture, and maintain a solid foundation, avoiding constant turnover. And Andrew Berry has some Haslam Diddy picks. Some fans are talking. Some fans and talking heads are also calling for Stefanski's job, but Stefanski has been the most successful Browns head coach since Marty Schottenheimer, and Stefanski's got some D and Diddy picks. So, meanwhile, Browns beat reporter Mary Kay Cabot, she continues to be a positive voice for the organization, reinforcing their positive message, despite a lot of fans on social media question her loyalty to reporting the truth, or is her loyal to the Haslams, and she's just towing the company line. Many speculate somebody in Bria got Mary Kay Diddy picks.
Oh, man, I see a theme here.
And finally, Jameis Winston said last week after the Denver loss, which included two tough pair of pick sixes during the game, that moving forward, he was just praying to the Lord to deliver him from pick sixes. During Sunday's loss to Pittsburgh, Winston did throw an interception, although it was not a pick six. When Winston was asked about it, he simply gave thanks to the Lord for delivering him from pick sixes. Say that 10 times. The Dawg Chug reached out to the Lord, and the Almighty had this to say. He said, "The Lord's got crab legs back. He's my dude. He can sling the rock." And the Lord told Talmud, man, he picked sixes this week, and he's got some ditty picks too.
Oh man.
So there was a ditty theme. You know what? I was watching Saturday Night Live updates, and if you remember Norm Macdonald, every joke ended in O.J. Simpson. He went like the whole year, and every punchline was O.J. Simpson murdered Nicole.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You got fired for jokes.
So that was my ode to Norm Macdonald and my studying. I was doing homework, watching old SNL.
Will you be making more Diddy pick jokes in the upcoming weeks like Norm did?
I'm hoping to squeeze a couple more in tonight.
All right. Looking forward to that. How about a top 10? That's always everyone's favorite thing.
All right. Ask and you shall receive. And tonight, these are the top 10 reasons a Hallmark movie and a Cleveland Browns game are similar. Number 10, familiarity. Both follow a formula. Hallmark movies, cheesy. Browns games, turnovers. Number 9, stress relief. Oh, sorry. That's only if you're a fan of the other team playing the Browns. Number 8, connection. Both allow the viewers to connect emotionally. Unfortunately, if you're a Browns fan, that emotion is despair. Number 7, failing business. The only difference is in the Hallmark movies, the characters overcome, and for the Browns, the Haslam's keep failing. Number 6, ouch, jobs in a small town. And if you look at the graphic, Cleveland, you ain't a big city anymore. Number 5, community. Both the movies and the Browns get the community involved, but sadly for Cleveland, their efforts go unrewarded. Well, sometimes rewarded if you want to stand out in the cold and celebrate 0-16. Number 4, predictable endings. Happy endings in the movies. The Browns, well, maybe if you're at Deshaun Watson's massage. Number 3, a miracle. The movies provide one every time, and all I got for the Browns is you can't spell Cleveland without CLE. Number 2, escape from reality. Both unrealistic. The movies always seem to, so leave it to Beaver, and the Browns lose more than a realistic pessimist could even imagine. Oof. And the number 1 reason why a Hallmark movie and a Cleveland Browns game are similar is family friendly. I haven't killed my kids after a Browns game yet. And that's tonight's top 10.
Wow. All right, Ed. Well done. Truth there.
If you didn't murder your children after that Steelers game, then you're probably never going to murder your children. That's what I say.
No.
That upsets
me. A litmus test.
That upsets me for 2 reasons, and I won't get into them because I don't want any, caseworker asking me any questions.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing it up and then not saying it and explaining.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that was well done, Ed. That was amazing. I never realized that the Browns in Hallmark movies are so similar. And please do not tell my wife that, or I'm going to have to start watching Hallmark movies. Because
speaking of, and the reason why I brought Hallmark into my top 10 tonight was because I can't stop watching them. The Christmas ones are on. I've not watched the one about Kansas City yet and that whole, Kelsey thing. But I'll tell you what, Andy, they are cheesy. They're all the same, but they are fun. It's fun. It's fun.
You haven't watched The Penguin, but you're watching Hallmark movies?
Every one that's on, and I can't
stop. For fuck's sake.
Well, I drink Mountain Dew, Andy, so you know what I'm saying? I come on the Dawg Chug. So the man card's already been revoked, so you can't pull something
Andy, he's already for Christmas, I'm getting him Nicholas Sparks books on tape so he can listen to all those love story classics.
I don't even get the reference.
You don't even know who
Nicholas because you're so manly, Andy. You don't get
I don't know who Nicholas Sparks is. I'm sorry.
We have educated viewers, Andy.
These days I'm gambling. I'm playing Call of Duty, or I'm watching bad Cleveland sports.
Poor Heather. I feel so bad for her. You don't know who Nicholas Sparks is.
One year I agreed to watch a Hallmark movie with her, and she wanted to make a tradition, and it was so bad that I said, I just can't do it. We're going to have to find something else. And so far, we haven't had to watch another one. Thank God.
I was going to wear my flannel tonight. I wish I had. And I thought about it for the Hallmark movies, and I forgot to put it on.
Andy, you said something real quick. You had mentioned something that you might be in the great city that I reside in. Now, I just want you to be prepared, Andy. When you come to a real city, the streets are paved of gold. There is not a sad person. You'll see winning in people's eyes. Andy, be prepared for that, because I know you're coming from the gloom and doom that is Northeast Ohio and Cleveland. So when you come here, be prepared to be a winner. And feel it.
Andy, do not, whatever you do not try to plant a flag anywhere, and it's a felony. So be careful. Don't try to plant no flags anywhere in Columbus, for God's sakes. You'll go to the slammer. It's 12 months.
Last word on that. Last word before we bring in our guest, Ethan. Roger, how stupid is it for people to plant on artificial turf? It's not natural. What kind of education?
You guys should put a cup out there for teams. The way you get beat, you should put a cup out there. MC, I'm glad you're awake, buddy. Go Blue.
And Jessica, she's watching while she's making some cookies. Hope you're having a great evening. I
never argue Buckeyes. I love you.
I don't. I'm not saying this from a Buckeye perspective, but can we just get rid of the stupid flag planting thing?
College kids, man. College kids. What do you do? You curmudgeon? I'm the old guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like don't we have all these rules against getting people pissed off and then it turning.
They're making laws, Andy.
Roger, you can't plant a flag into artificial turf. What are you doing? It's not grass.
They brought one of them kind that has a sticky. They had one that had a sticky to stick to it.
I'm out. I'm out.
I've changed my mind. Play better on the field. Get a real head coach, and then they can't plant their flag.
Don't plant a flag when you go to Columbus, Andy. That's all I'm saying.
So I've changed my position. Go ahead and allow plant flagging, and then try and protect your house. That's the right answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Get ready to get mace. Get ready to get pepper sprayed. Pepper spray coming.
Yeah, it just was not. It was not fun to watch. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on. We have a guest, an amazing guest. This is a great guest for the Dawg Chug. Roger, I'm going to let you introduce, because we all love when you ramble.
Well, you know what? The other day, Ed, I was like, "Hey, man, we need a guest," and he said, "Why don't I put a message out on the Dawg Chug thing?" And I was like, "Do that, because I don't want to bother our friends again." We constantly. So he did it, and boom, Ethan jumped right in. You know what, man? How I got to know him is watching him talk and argue and talk with the guys on KNR. He knows all those dudes. He calls ladies basketball, women's basketball, college basketball. He calls the games. I want to find out about that. I think all basketball players should watch college girls basketball if they want to learn how to play the game. So let's bring him on. No more for me. Ethan Greenberg. He's in Richmond, Virginia, and they got great ham down there.
Ethan, welcome to the Dawg Chug, and thanks for being one of the Twitter handles that gives your location too. I'm the only one of the three here that doesn't do that, but I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It really is. Well, first of all, Roger, thank you for the introduction. Ed, Andy, thank you all for having me on. I really appreciate it, guys. The reason I had to do the location is because when I try to get in on Twitter on ESPN Cleveland, and I had just Ethan in Richmond, they were like, "What? Like Richmond up in Northeast Ohio?" I was like, "No, Richmond, Virginia," because it was just
a lot of Richmond.
Richmond Road.
It's like Springfield.
What do you live at a bus stop on Richmond Road? What's going on?
Yeah, that too. No, so I had to do that to differentiate myself. I'm not actually though the originator of that, because it's not remember Jeff from Richmond on the Jim Rome show?
Yes, I did. The junk. Yeah, I'd call in. Yep, the junk. Yep.
Yeah. So I am not. I don't know Jeff. I don't know Jeff since I moved here 20 years ago. I have no idea. This place sucks. And I don't know. Unfortunately, Roger, I don't know about the ham. The rabbi doesn't agree with that. I'm not down. So I can't vouch for the quality of the ham. What I can vouch for is the fact that they don't know a good corned beef sandwich here for nothing.
Ooh.
Oh,
brutal.
Your state flower is the dogwood, and it's a tree and a flower.
Oh, really?
Just so you know that.
Oh, I'd have to. I know nothing about Virginia. I know more about what's going on.
I looked up. I was doing I was doing the promo and I was looking for something funny about Virginia, and there's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Do you feel
I couldn't
special?
make fun of nothing.
Do you
Right.
feel special for living in a commonwealth?
No,
Right.
I'm like, this is the
Commonwealth.
dumbest
I
thing I've
learned
ever
something
heard.
about a Commonwealth.
This is
I
the
wanted to make
dumbest
fun of that. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good deal.
Hold a second, Roger. I've got it. Do you know what the slogan is for Virginia? You drive.
Virginia's for lovers.
Yes, it's
Yes,
terrible.
Virginia's for lovers. That's common knowledge. Yeah.
Virginia is shitty. There we go. There it is. I just said it. I'll just put it out there. Okay.
I hear Hallmark movies do really well in Virginia.
It's for
Well, they
lovers,
do.
Andy.
You know what? You know what else is the common tie between Hallmark movies and the Browns is neither is watchable.
Ooh,
It's-
Ed, you
what-
blew it. He just won up to you, Ed. How's that make you
Yeah,
feel?
but I'll say one thing. If they're not watchable, guess what? As Browns fans, we're all watching them, whether you want to admit it or not. Just like Hallmark movies.
Exactly.
Right. And
I
train
will-
wrecks.
I made it till about the third quarter. The Browns came on the main TV, and then I put it on the alternate TV, and I played Call of Duty for like the next hour and a half. And I casually looked over.
Was Kyler Murray playing with you?
Ooh,
Man, we got
No.
some people
He might
chiming
have-
in.
I don't know. Might have been. Anyway, that was miserable. Here's a question I want to ask, and Ethan, I'm gonna ask
Jessica's watching.
was winning the game
Hey,
against
Jess.
Steelers at home in the snow, was the high of that better than just losing so embarrassingly a couple weeks later?
I'm going to say that for me, it is what I knew we were going to lose in Pittsburgh. It didn't matter. We were going to lose there. So
Yeah.
I was happy that we
You
got
were
a
prepared
win.
for it. You were
I'm
emotionally
look,
determined.
exactly. I'm at this point, I'm apathetic. I've got nothing. I'm like, I watch it. My son and I watch the games. I waste my money on the Sunday ticket. It's beautiful.
I was
Nice.
prepared to lose that game, but I still got very angry how bad it was so bad. And then I got like just below this whole I was so irrationally upset after that game, like probably more so than I've been after all the other ugly losses. I'm not sure why. I guess it's probably just because it's the Steelers, but oof, that was not fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't have that anger. I actually think I've turned my anger to watching like Cavs games or Guardians games. I yell and I'm like, I'm constantly yelling, calling people idiots. What are you doing? Shoot it. How can you miss that? Why can't you guard anybody on the 3-point line? It gets very energetic over here.
I think the problem that I'm having, and sorry to cut you off, Ed, I think the problem I'm having is like typically when the season goes to hell, you can start thinking about what they're going to do to fix it. And the problem that I think we're facing this season is there isn't really an easy answer to fix that contract we kept doubling down on multiple years in a row. Like next year, we're just going to be untangling this giant knot, in my opinion. And I don't see a path that it's going to be like anything better than like a 7-9 type season. Like that's probably the best result I'm hoping for. And that really sucks. Like it's going to be painful. It's sort of like when we brought Hugh Jackson back for year 3, you knew it was going to be a shitty year. And that's not fun. I love football 365 days a year. And it's hard when I know we have to wait like at least 2 years to get back to like believing something could happen.
Well, did you see Haslam called it perplexing? Perplexing? You want to be perplexing. You made us, we end up with this trash quarterback, right? And then you make the whole offense change for that piece of garbage, and he can't run squat. So what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, but
he relied 100% on his athleticism. The book, they knew that he was not somebody that can, is a timing quarterback that can read defenses. He covered up a lot of mistakes and a lot of lack of knowledge of the game with his athleticism. And once your athleticism is gone, and that's why I commend Lamar Jackson, because I kind of didn't know which way he'd go. You know what I mean? And he's moved above that where his legs isn't 100% of his game. You know what I mean? He's still a threat. And you need that threat for him to be successful, where Deshaun Watson no longer had that threat. Nobody was afraid of Deshaun Watson running. Nobody. He couldn't beat defensive tackles around the corner. And once that was gone, he's done. He's done because he can't turn his back to the defense. He doesn't know how to run play action, and he refused to learn. That's the first thing they should have got him to put in writing when he came here is I'm going to learn how to run play action. And maybe he'd have a career that's longer than yesterday because it's over. It's over for Deshaun Watson. Wherever he's on vacation, he should stay there.
Well, I say this about the whole vacation thing. I know there's some people on X right now, and they're mad that he's rehabbing. But I'll say this,
I'm happy he's there.
Deshaun can rehab all he wants, and rightfully so. But unless he can learn how to read a defense and actually that's the problem is to Roger's point, the athleticism is not there. The things that he could get away with by being a pure athlete, especially at Clemson. And then with the Houston Texans, you got to be smart to be able to read defense and pre-snap reads and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but I don't want to I think Deshaun Watson is not a very smart quarterback compared to some out there, and he'll never be a smart quarterback in a Stefanski system. You have to be a smart quarterback. Being.
So he's already behind the baseball because he's not a smart human being, and we could tell that by his personal past. So right there, that's your handicap.
He definitely shows a lack of judgment. And anytime we've seen anybody who can actually read a defense play quarterback for Kevin Stefanski, they somehow win. They look pretty darn good. You put Nick Mullins out there, Case Keenum. These are backups that win. And then you get this chowderhead who can't do squat, and he's getting fed all this baloney from his personal quarterback coach Quincy Avery, someone who's and all these people suckling on his teats.
Oh, he blocked me. Yeah, man. Don't even bring that dude.
Oh, he's a turkey. He's a turkey.
Turkey, bologna, chowder. Are you hungry?
Hey, if you're a quarterback coach, you'd have a job somewhere coaching quarterbacks, not being a yes man for a bunch of dudes that need you to be a yes man for them.
Exactly.
What irritates me is fine. We thought we were getting the Deshaun Watson in Houston, and obviously that
not me.
The case. And he's surrounded himself with yes men, and he's not the same guy that he was. Whatever. It was a bad move, just like it was a bad move for the Denver Broncos to bring in Russell Wilson. But they just realized it was a bad move, and they got rid of him, and they paid the price they had to pay to jumpstart, to kick things off. In 2 years, they got rid of him a year and a half, right? Didn't they sit him? For whatever reason, the Browns kept restructuring his contract and moving his money into the future from the past, which makes
when they did that,
situation. That's what pisses me off. They knew they had to have known who this guy was after 3 years, and to keep doubling down on him,
kicking that can down the road.
I don't understand. Everything was in place for this team to be good if we just had a mediocre quarterback, and they could have gotten there if they just admitted they were wrong. But whatever reason, we seem to be such an insecure front office coach, owner. I don't know where it's coming from, but we can't admit when we're wrong, and that's I think where the anger was coming from for me on Sunday. And I didn't hold on to it long. I was excited to watch the Cavs play at 6. Not the greatest game, but yeah, that was a frustrating couple of hours watching football. I can't remember the last time I turned a game off, or I didn't turn it off. I moved.
Play Call of Duty.
We got a lot of comments, man. People are jamming. People are jumping in, man. Comments. We got a good show going tonight. Ethan, you want to come back? Well, you can't next week because Heather's on next week. Well, you come back the following week because we got a good show going here. We want to keep that going.
All right. Well, I think that'll be the day after Christmas, won't it?
Yeah, I think that's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Wednesday, it is. It is Wednesday the 25th. I don't think we're gonna. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably gonna be dark, Roger, on Christmas, and we might be dark on New Year's Day.
If Rocky can fight Drago on Christmas Day, why can't we have a dog?
Oh boy, throw in the damn towel.
There you go. Showing our age, Ethan. Love it.
I'll be busy framing a cat for murder.
Oh, okay. That's what they do in the falls. That's what they do.
Anyway, you've been very outspoken. I hope I'm not getting into some of the specific chugs, and if I am, we can wait till then. But you've been outspoken about the Guardians moves we made and kind of what it says. we made another trade, has that shifted your feelings, or do you think they're showing that they can't compete in this Major League Baseball league?
Are the Guardians a bunch of cheap asses, Ethan?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I looked it up this afternoon, and I believe it said the father and son duo of Paul and I guess Larry, they're worth approximately, according to this article on a pretty reliable source, they might be worth about 4.6 billion, and are near the top of the majors in terms of the value of the owners. So for them not to spend is a load of crap. Okay. And Major League Baseball is broken. I was reading up on it. And back in the 90s, we had the strike that ended the season in 94. Yep. And part of that was they said the ownership was like, we're going to prepare to lock the players out. I think that was Fay Vincent was the commissioner at the time before Bud Selig.
Yes, before Bud, it was Fay Vincent. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And that was a long ass strike. I mean, it cut off the Indians' great season the first year at
and also went into 95 because they only played 144 games in 95.
And
they played a short season.
Martin,
I was
May
at
1st,
the last
May
homestand.
1st.
Right.
I was at the last homestand at Jacobs Field before the strike.
Wow. And they tried to implement a salary cap, and it never made it. They tried, but the players union, and that's part of the problem. It's hard to connect or to understand it. You're frustrated as a Guardians fan with the Dolans and their lack of spending and their apparent willingness to simply settle for, hey, if we can win the division and maybe get to the playoffs, see what we can do, that's good enough for us. No, it's not. It's not good enough. You expect people to come in there. The Haslams, well, they're idiots with money, and they'll just go, woo, woo, woo. They're throwing it around. They're the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins for them, and we suck, but at least they try. Dan Gilbert's the only one who's in the middle. And then you got the cheap-ass Dolans. When is Blitzer taking over? Somebody, please, for the love of God, take over and spend money so that we're not scrimping and whatever.
It's coming. There is a transition, I believe, within the next 4 years. The Dolans will say sayonara.
The problem with baseball, and it's with any really players union or any union, is that the people that control it, that are in charge, are the ones that have the most to lose. Meaning the high-priced veterans are at the heads of the union, because 85% of the ball players actually do not want what the union, the way they vote, because those young kids, and the same thing in the NFL, the union, and they not only do they need a salary cap, but they need a floor to prevent owners like the Dolans, who are worth billions, from somebody said in the comments, we're losing a Gold Glove. I'm all about defensive baseball. If it was an offensive game, guys would hit 800. Baseball is about pitching and defense, and we had to give up a 2-time Gold Glove, 3-time Gold Glove with 1 platinum, the best infielder in all of baseball, if you ask me, just to get some pitching, and that's what our front office, who they take a beating because of Dolans. When those guys, Chernoff is the one that needs laser eyes, because what he just did by adding 2 lefties and Luis Ortiz, he's going to jump right into that rotation. I'll tell you, here's the thing. You're not going to beat the Yankees. A Gold Glove second baseman isn't going to be the reason you beat the Yankees or Detroit or the Twins or Kansas City and win the Central this coming year. Pitching is going to be the reason. And to give up a kid, but the people don't, you talk about his WAR, his run different, wins against replacement, and how much runs does he save on defense, man? Yeah, man, I agree with you on the Dolan thing. I can't wait for the transition if the new owner is going to spend money. It's not that there's somebody out there that we want to give a ton of money to. It's to want to have the freedom to be able to do it and not lose a Jimenez, because we need pitching, and not be forced to make that kind of trade. Just to be able to have the open wall like Haslam and keep paying somebody, you know what I mean? And and keep going. I think that's Dolan. They don't want to make mistakes, and they're not going to pay for them. And Haslam's got no problem doing it.
Yeah. Well, Boston got better today. They went out and got the ace from the White Sox. So, last year, like to Ethan's point, in Cleveland, we always want to settle. We win the division. We should have won it last year. Look at the Nationals in 2019. I'm so sick of it was a great season. It was a great, time in the ALCS, great games against the Yankees. But ultimately, we got our butts kicked 4-1. And going into next season, I think when you see a trade of Andres Gimenez and the fan favorite and such a good player, it's like we shouldn't be subtracting, like whenever a commenter said, like from a team, you shouldn't be subtracting. You should be adding. You should be trying to build the team to get better. And in Cleveland, it doesn't seem to be that way. We're always looking for the long term. The long term should be next year and only focus on 2025 and winning the World Series.
It is almost a trade that was a year too late, where if they made it at the beginning of last season, it maybe it made more sense because you have a log jam.
Huge.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there he is. He's in.
Heard it wasn't huge, and I heard it wasn't.
That was the problem.
It's Bronky is but it's man. I what it does is it doesn't take away from the fact that it was a great trade. You know what I mean? And if you can separate the two, it was a great trade for the organization, because you can't pay a guy $90 million or whatever they're paying him, whatever bad contract they gave him, to hit 250. You know,
252.
So and pitching's going to win, man. You give me 4 pitchers that can go 5 innings or 6 innings every 5 days, and you'll beat the New York Yankees.
We couldn't do that last year, though.
The injuries decimated the rotation, and we patched. That's what made it such an amazing season, is the fact that we had to patchwork our starting rotation and hope the bullpen could last, and they did.
Right.
Really,
but they did till September.
Right.
And they ran out of gas.
Exactly. And you could see it coming, but we rode it out. We made it pretty damn far. So the thing is, yeah, go ahead, Roger.
No, you saw it coming in against Detroit, Yeah.
So I think that if you can get the starting rotation back into some sort of a semblance of order, we'll be in good shape. Who signed Matthew Boyd?
Cubbies.
Now, wait, who was the one who couldn't, or no, was it Cobb that couldn't even
Cobb went to Detroit, I think, for one.
Cobb went to Detroit.
That's it.
With the
fingernail.
You gave him how much? That is the dumbest thing I've heard this side of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. And they're hoping for the same thing, that they can get him to throw 5-6 innings every 5 days, and that's what everybody's looking for.
Every 5 weeks for him?
Yeah, that's about right.
Right. And when he comes off with the hangnail off the right. You know where it started last year with the bullpen, and it goes all the way back to the Saturday night against Baltimore when he left what's his name out there. And he didn't go to the bullpen because he was saving the bullpen, and we lost that game. And that was after sweeping Philadelphia in Philadelphia. And what was the kid's name that he left out there? And
it wasn't Bybee.
Wasn't it Bybee?
No, it wasn't Bybee. It was Bybee. He pulled Bybee. He trotted a guy out there that we used all the time, and I can't come off the top of my head. I'll Google it when I'm done. But he left him out there, and he didn't go to the bullpen and that was all the way back then, and that was at the end of July, beginning of August, when Baltimore was in town. And we lost that Saturday night. And then we went on that skid after that. It went bad for that almost 3 weeks.
But they bounced back after that. I mean,
they bounced back.
They bounced back ultimately.
What's his kid's name? Curry.
Xavier Curry.
Xavier Curry. He left him out there for the 8th, and he got hammered.
I tried to forget his name.
We lost that game, and then it went bad for 3 weeks after that weekend.
Yeah.
You knew then the bullpen was in trouble. You knew then that we didn't have the starting pitching to go through October. At least I did.
No,
nobody listens to me.
It was I think we were all kind of hoping that they could, keep it together, but we all kind of knew in the back of our minds that anybody who had a set
once Gavin Williams wasn't a stud pitcher, that I knew we were in trouble because we counted on him to be a stud, and he wasn't. He got injured.
What they did
was over.
The Gimenez trade is what it did. Is it expanded our window to 2028 to compete for not only Central Division but to compete for a World Series. And I said all along, 2026 to 2028 is our actual World Series window. I've been saying that since 2022, when everybody thought we should have went all in to try to win a World Series.
Roger Thomas,
which is ridiculous.
What
Right.
are we doing with
Which
Naylor?
is ridiculous.
What are we doing with the Naylor brothers?
I'm sorry?
What are we doing with the Naylor
Send them
brothers?
back to the 51st state, Canada.
If you could get Naylor to take a 3-year or 2-year extension and you can keep him around, but I don't think so. I think Manzardo and Bo Naylor, he's your backup. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with catchers.
What did Harry Doyle?
I know Bo Naylor's. We got young catchers coming. Yeah, go ahead. No, you take it. Go ahead. I don't want to. I love them because it's more of a sentimental thing than it is about baseball with them. If one of them were in Cleveland tomorrow, I wouldn't care.
Exactly. He's like, you may play like Mays, but you hit like
shit.
You know.
You can say it.
You know, I got to keep up an image here, Ed. You know, I'm
sorry. You're on the Dawg Chug. You've already thrown that out the window.
Nobody's watching. You're fine. All right, let's move it along. We got some spirited discussion, but let's try and
shift gears.
Get it into form. Let's go to Spit Sip Chug, Ed. Yeah, I know you got some great questions for us, so let's hit it.
That's right. It's time for Spit Sip Chug, a game with so much acclaim. Yes, Andy, I did give it its name. Okay. I will say a statement. It is a statement, not a question, Ethan. And you will either chug if you heavily agree with that statement. You will spit like Andy does on the floor and make his wife clean it up, which is really disgusting if you disagree with that statement. Or you will sip like Roger usually does because you're straddling on the fence. And, you know, when you straddle the fence, it hurts the boys, but Roger doesn't care. So here's what we'll do. First statement, we'll start with our guest, and that will be Ethan.
All right.
The Browns should not play their stars. I don't know how many stars they got left since they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Hawk Tua.
Ooh, you brought her back.
Don't sell no crypto.
Bitcoin. Her Bitcoin died.
The Bitcoin,
yeah, it did. Yeah, that flamed out pretty quick, huh?
Bit Tua.
I'm going to bed.
No, you got to play the guy. Screw this. They want to play, and they're not giving up. This is not a complete rebuild as you talked about. Let's play the guys at least until the very. You know, if we get down to the last week or so, and they're like, "All right, we are banged up, battered, and bruised." Okay, but at this point, don't give up completely. You know, keep it going.
Okay, Roger.
I'm gonna sit since there's no rules.
Of course he is.
Damn it, Ed.
We didn't make the rule.
I think you take Nick Chubb and you let Nick Chubb. You got to let Nick Chubb keep playing just to keep, because next year Nick Chubb will be back to being Nick Chubb. He's not an old man. People are acting like he's 35 years old. He's going to run as long as Priest Holmes and those guys ran the football. Myles Garrett, you let Myles play when Myles wants to play because he is just a generational talent, and you're not trading him, you know, and you try to keep him healthy for when you finally get a quarterback. And Denzel Ward, he's the only cornerback you have right now, and I think Denzel Ward is a Pro Bowler if he plays 12 games a season. Those are the only 3 stars I can think of on the roster off the top of my head. Botonio's probably going to be gone. Conklin, you know, he's a warrior out there right now after all the surgeries and everything, you know. But stars, you know, everybody else is still Jerry Jeudy. You just got to keep catching the football, you know, and keep proving yourself. Those are the only 3 stars I can think of. So, yeah, you want to keep an eye on those guys' health. You know what I mean? If either because they're valuable commodities, bottom line, they're valuable commodities. So I'm sipping.
I am going to sip as well, only because I'm a little under the weather and I will be coughing up a lung if I don't.
Njoku.
Yeah, it's a trick.
I like the Chief.
it's a trick statement because, stars. One thing about Cleveland is you guys love to prop these guys up and call them stars, a bunch of mid players. And to your point, Denzel Ward's the only star on the team. The rest of them are mid. You put them on any other team and, they're competing for a job. Myles Garrett, you are a star, but, either you're getting held by three guys or you're not really doing much. And so I don't know where that's going. So I just wanted to bash on the Browns a little bit and take a sip. And I don't really care who you play because I'm a sucker. And no matter who's wearing the orange and brown, I will be watching the game at 1:00, no matter who they put out there. And if they put out DTR, don't throw, run, I'll still watch, even though it's really, really bad brand of football.
Let's see what we got in DTR.
Go
on. Man, I'm all over on this question of the place. But, we do have some young players on this team. Guys I want to see a little more. Michael Woods, great example. Tillman, I think, is back at practice. There are guys I want to see, so I would like to give them opportunities. But, I don't think you have to, make them the starter. I think you just have to inject them into the game, and maybe some of the starters that are at those positions play a few less snaps. So that's kind of how I would handle it. We need to know what we have on this roster. I would love if we gave, a game to DTR. I don't think he's, a starter quarterback in this league, but I think he's backup. I would like to give him a game or two even. And at this point, I know exactly what James Winston is. I hope he's back, but I wouldn't mind giving a game, the week 17 to DTR to see what he can do, see if he's gotten better, whatever. Anyway, I think that means I'm sipping on this one because I'm all over the place, but I don't think you have to play just because you're a starter. I think you have to be a little more nuanced than that. So I'm sipping.
Nice. And that will bring us to statement number 2. And we'll start with Roger on this one. If the Indians, because the Guardians is offensive to us, use the money they saved on Jimenez to re-sign Logan Thomas and Quan, it was a great move.
Oh, that's not what I have in my thing, but I'm going to chug on that.
Lane Thomas.
No, I have a whole different statement. Okay.
Well, we had an audible. We call it an audible. So just read the banner below. Just the banner below.
I'm chugging on that because you know what? If I were the Guardians and if I was Chernoff, I would have went and started calling Quan's agent in August when he was slumping and be like, man, listen, we will give you, you know what I mean? That's when I would extend to Quan at all costs. Whatever it takes. If they turned around and gave that money they saved to Stephen Quan and extended him tomorrow, it was a great move. If they take the money that they do not have to pay Jimenez and do anything with it, it's a bonus. As far as I'm concerned. But Stephen Quan, and who's the other one you said? Lane Top? Yeah. I saw the rumors with moving away. You found a center fielder that fits this team that is young. He just fits the core. And he's another guy. If you extend him and Stephen Quan, you're set in the outfield. Because right fielders, you can platoon right field. There's a lot of things you can do in right field. So yeah, man, if they did either one of those two things with that money, I'd go to Guardfist if they didn't cancel it.
Mm-hmm. I am definitely chugging. And since we're using the term Indians. If we use that
Indians,
money,
I don't care.
If we use that money, and I went to Progressive Field, Jacobs Field, and I heard the PA announcer say, "And now batting for the Tribe, Stephen Quan," and I hear that for years and years and years. It was definitely worth it. So I'm definitely chugging on that one. Lane Thomas, definitely. Why not? Hit that home run against Detroit. He's a good ball player. It's one thing when you're trying to compete for World Series that you try to keep good ball players, and I think that's what you should try to do. So I'm definitely chugging at those two players are a result of the money that was made, I should say, for the Jimenez thing. Andy.
All right. First of all, if they reinvest the money into players that I love, that's fantastic. And here's the bottom line. What I love about the move the Guardians made, the Indians made, was they just said, we gave this guy a bunch of money in 2022. We watched him play for 2 years, and we've decided he isn't worth the contract that we gave him. So instead of saying we love this guy, he's the best, we're going to keep. We gave him the money and we're
running
smart.
him out there. Right.
We're going to keep. Yeah, we're just going to keep it going. They're saying we fucked up on this one, so now we're going to pivot.
Yes.
We're going to try something else. And they have a ton of depth at the infield position, which probably made this move a little bit easier than it would have been. So they're in position to admit their wrongs. But I love that the front office doesn't fuck around. When they make a mistake, they just move on. Sort of like the Denver Broncos did with Russell Wilson. So I'm not going to chug a beer. Roger brought this wine in a tube thing, and I think the expiration date's like 2 years old, so I'll probably die. But I'm just going to chug.
It was 2 draft years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's been in there a long time. I'm going to chug this.
Oh, it's a Martin Emerson draft right there. There you go. That's from the Speedway down the street.
And Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. That is not looking good there, brah. Is that going to be like from the convenience stores of Speedway?
Oh, my God. All right.
Wow.
I apologize for the rest of the show.
Ethan, follow that.
Yeah, it's going to be real difficult here because, and I'm going to sip. And the reason I'm going to sip is this. I'm not sure about using the money on Thomas per se. Okay. I'm undecided on him. I like him. I think he's a great center fielder. Like Roger said, he fits the system. He's got a good bat. He's got a good glove. I like the dude, but I'm not that part of it. I don't know if they should extend him. Quan, I'm definitely all about that. We've got to – there's more moves that need to be made is the bottom line, and so I'm straddling the fence. I'm a little bit in between on it. Quan, definitely for sure. Thomas, I don't know. We got to get a power – we got to get a consistent power hitter. Is Big Christmas going to be the guy?
You know what? And there's 2 guys that are killing the baseball right now in Winter League, and DeLauder. If he can stay healthy, you got a right fielder. And Gabriel Reyes is killing the baseball, man. He is tearing up Winter. And we have Angel Martinez, and you got Juan Brito. There's a lot of middle infielders still. And my dark horse to start second base, and he's my dude, is D. Schnee, number 10.
Oh, wow.
If Schneeman can put it together, that's my second baseman / utility guy. I think that's what they're going to do with second base. It's going to be a utility /
Travis is
it's going to rotate. I think they're going to have 4 guys rotating between shortstop and second base next year. And they like ball players that play multiple positions. Yeah. They love it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the last thing I want, though, is Tony Fernandez in the 97 World Series.
Oh, stop. Oh.
I lost a brick of miles on that.
He hit that home run in Baltimore to get us to the World Series. And for that to happen, that was sad.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. Yeah.
That was,
rest in peace, Tony Fernandez. Ethan's bad-mouthing you.
Oh,
all right. Well, that will take us to statement number 3.
That was a good one.
After we, it's a little bit more fun. We'll start with me.
What is the comment saying? Tyler Freeman. See, there's another one. Yeah.
The Cavaliers City Edition uniforms are their best. And now we're talking about the City Edition, the blue ones, the snowflake ones, the fun ones.
He's right.
I'm going to chug on those ones. I'm going to chug.
Tanner Bybee. Definitely got to extend him.
We're on to the Cavaliers, Roger.
I know, but I'm in the comments, man. We got good comments tonight.
I know we do. Thanks for all the commenters out there.
Hey,
but
Mike from the UK, Mike Pellegrini, this guy is dedicated. Dude stays up all night and watches sports. He watches all the Cleveland teams, and on top of that, he's a fellow Spurs supporter, Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham, yeah.
No. You got to get it right, Ed. It's Tottenham. No. Tottenham.
I agree. Just should be. Yeah.
And so this guy is the most dedicated fan I know. I couldn't stay up all night to watch that kind of crap. Especially the crap we put out in Cleveland.
Which you're talking
Harry
about?
Kane. They still got Harry Kane.
They do not have Harry Kane. He left. Let's see. How many careers have we wasted? Gareth Bale, Gary Lineker, Harry Kane. We're going to waste the career of Heung-Min Son. Brennan Johnson's pretty
Well,
good.
now that I can't pronounce the name and they don't have Harry Kane, go Manchester U.
And
Hey,
Mike, we appreciate the comments. Everyone out there, follow Mike _Cavs_UK at on X.
Yeah, where's he at, Mike? Yeah, that's it.
That's Mike Pellegrini.
Mike Pellegrini. He's coming on in January.
Nice.
I need guests.
He's the man.
I'm gonna tell him to follow me. I'll follow him after the show.
This Spit Chug is all over the globe right now. I love it.
Right. I'm sorry, Ed, but he's got great comments, man. He's doing a good job in the comments.
No, definitely. Like I said, I chugged on it. They got blue uniforms. I like the floor. Andy.
Barking Browns. That's Nick.
Yeah, those city uniforms are like, the negative is they often look terrible.
Dog is so.
But the positive is you only have to deal with it for one season because they're going to change it. And I will say the Cavs have had some really bad city uniforms, but I think I like this one the best. We went to a game where the court was all that blue and they looked pretty good. I think
the Winter Wonderland Fest. It looks like that's
I appreciated it. And I like that the basketball has a little fun. NBA does kind of things. It's good. So I approve. So I'm Chuck.
Ethan.
Yeah, I'm middle of the road on this. Don't love them. Don't hate them. Definitely had worse. That one where they had like what appeared to be the lettering that you would see on a ransom note. I think when Colin Sexton was there, was that
the Jean Benet Ramsey ransom note?
It may be. It might have been. It may very well have been.
Right. They're going to solve that someday. They're going to solve that.
I think they will. And if you watch enough Hallmark movies, no, that's Lifetime. Oh, yeah. You might find that. No, I'm a little middle of the road there. At first, when I saw them, I was like, "This is garbage. What is this crap?" But then I saw them, and I'm like, meh. They're all right. They're solid, but I think I'd have to go with maybe the black. I like the black. Okay. Those are good. So that's a sip for me.
Fair enough. Roger that.
We're talking about the Cavs City edition. Those are the baby blue.
Yeah, the powder. Yeah, powder.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm sipping because they're like college. I think of Chapel Hill. I'm thinking NC. I'm thinking Sweet 16.
Tobacco
you know what I mean
Road.
when I see that? They look totally college type unis, but I like them. So I'm on the fence. Are they NBA? They're a little fluffy, because for the Cavs, because we're whining gold and it's like a harder combination. You know what I mean? It's like where this is like fluffy cloud blue, and it just college. It looked college. So I'm sipping on it.
I think you like it, Roger, because it matches the tuxedo you wore to prom. It
does the powder blue.
Ethan's got pictures.
You know what's missing is the feathered hair. If they all had feathered hair, it would look better.
The DA in the back.
Yeah. Bake McBride afros.
Oh, no.
With the powder blue and the tuxedo. Yeah.
I want the magenta. Can I get the magenta?
Yeah.
Jeez. And that will take us to
statement. Who was the dude with the goggles?
Oh my God, Roger!
Lakers?
Let the show move along.
Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Rambis. Yeah, Kurt Rambis. Yeah.
Rambis.
Well, Andy Green wore goggles too.
Rambis had a head of hair on him.
There he did.
Sure did. Remember the fight he got into? With Tom Chamberlain? Rambis and Chamberlain. Didn't they get into a big brawl? I mean, there were some classic brawls back in the day in the NBA.
Remember the Rudy Tomjanovich brawl?
Yes, Rudy T.
Wow, we are off the trail today.
Kids don't know today, man.
Well,
they don't.
That's because they're running around in baby blue uniforms. That's why.
If you're having fun, wait till the after show. You won't.
Yeah, I know. Statement number 4. We'll start with you, Andy. Quack, quack. The Ducks will win their first national championship.
The Oregon.
That would be the Oregon Ducks. Quack, quack.
They haven't won a championship.
They've never won it.
No.
No, there's no fucking.
No.
They've
I
never
don't
won
think
it.
they're gonna win. No. Why do I think that? Let me give you an answer. Because Tennessee's gonna win after they kick Ohio State's ass.
Son of a bitch.
I'm spitting.
Ethan,
And I
please
wish Ohio State would win, but they have the most insecure head coach.
I'm telling all Buckeye fans, Andy's coming to Columbus tomorrow. Kick his ass.
Don't plant a flag now for sure. This is evidence against
You're not bringing the cyber dog down, are
you.
you?
You go straight to
No.
the hooshkow.
I'm taking a Civic. Look, there's a problem I have with the. Sorry, I have to go on a tangent here. The Browns. I love the Browns. I love the Buckeyes, but I have a problem with both of these teams right now, and it's like there's this massive insecurity issue going on, and I just want to explain why I'm really frustrated with the Browns. Like, I don't know if you guys watched that game, but Tooney, he had some amazing returns, like the best I've seen since Josh Cribbs. Not that he was Josh Cribbs, but at least it was something.
Kadarius Toney?
Yeah, there's Tony.
Or are you talking about? He had terrible returns. You're talking
He
about Jerome
muffed the
Ford.
punt.
Well, he muffed the punt, but he actually did something when he would catch the ball.
No, he didn't. Jerome Ford did on a kickoff. What the hell are you talking about?
Andy was playing Call of Duty at the time. Okay.
Kadarius Toney.
I might have missed some of those.
Yeah, no.
But he had some. All right.
He threw the ball at the guy after.
Yeah, I got a 15-yard penalty
Yeah,
for
15-yard penalty.
He dropped it, and then they sent him walking.
Fine. He had unenforced errors, but my point is
Hey.
the guy they brought in that the guy they didn't bring in, they just signed.
Yeah.
They had potential. I don't understand why, like, he fucks up and they're just like ping. But the guys that they brought in, if you fuck up, if you throw an interception, it's fine. He's still the guy. If you miss 17 field goals, it's fine. He's our guy.
I see where you're
I
going.
just don't understand why, like,
accountability, Andy. Accountability.
All right. Some of it has to do with financial, Andy, and it has to do with the contracts. You can't just throw these guys out the door. And if you and I understand what you're saying, but if you also read, there's a backstory on Hopkins. Apparently, there's a lot of stuff going on with Hopkins with his family. He's got a nonverbal autistic child and family. So there's a lot of stuff backstory there. So they're very supportive of him. Not that excuses him missing kicks. But what are you going to do? We got Riley Pooperson in there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, they gave him a guaranteed contract. I think they can get out of it after this year. So I don't know why maybe you're not gonna. Why would you move on if he finishes the year strong? He comes back, training camp looks good. You might as well keep him as an asset. But I just get frustrated that, like, the guys they bring in, they just seem to have this inability to say, like, whatever. It's like I watch the Ravens, I watch the Steelers. If someone sucks, it seems like they get benched. It seems like the coaches come out and say, like, yeah, he has to do better. Why can't the Browns just put that message out there? I feel like there's this weird thing. We don't want the media making stories. We don't want to create a situation, and it just alienates me as a fan. I love the Browns. I'm going to continue loving the Browns, but I feel like if they bring you in, you get treated a little differently than if you sign whatever. Maybe I'm off base, but that's my feeling.
No, you're not, Andy.
I love where you went, Andy. I love where you went.
Andy, it's like watching the stages, because I'm past you. I'm in the don't give a fuck stage. And I went through the stage you're in where it's just like, what the? I was so angry.
We're not the same.
So fucking angry, man. And now I'm just like, man, yeah, it's the Browns.
The statement was about Oregon, but the Browns, I love it. It was about
all right, so back to Ohio State.
Yeah, back to the Buckeyes. Hater.
Ryan Day is not the guy. Like he
extend Ryan Day.
Whatever. I don't think he's a very good head coach. I don't think he's a leader of men, and I hope the Buckeyes move off of him. We'll see what happens. Maybe he'll be fucking awesome in the playoffs, and I'll feel differently. But
you know what? Bring Herb back. Bring Herb back. Coach Moore wants a piece of Herb.
Watching
Herb back. I don't care.
Michigan game,
we ain't scared.
He was playing not to lose the entire game.
I would definitely agree.
We ain't scared.
The fuck,
Coach Moore. We got the best quarterback in the nation. Just signed a letter of intent.
Yeah, Buckeyes got a
Good
5-star
luck.
every day.
Yeah, you
Good luck.
did get the Herb Street.
Go get
You're right.
Herb.
You
Get
got
Herb and
Chase.
get Trussell. You should get Herb and Trussell together.
Right.
Bring Connor Stallions back. Ethan, how you feeling? Quack about the Ducks.
No, we're on the new one.
Oh, how do I feel about the Oregon Ducks? Oh, come on, man. We can't have that shit.
Hail to the victors. You guys muted me?
What? Who muted what? There's no mutes here. We ain't got no stinking mutes. No, I don't think that. So let's see. Uh-oh. Down goes Roger. Oh, there he is. There it is. Yeah, all right. Sweet.
He said no mas like Roberto Duran.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, were you there the last time? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I am. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go. Because I strongly disagree with the Oregon Ducks winning this, especially since what is it? Dylan Gabriel likes to wear football shorts, and then he's got the nice little jazzercise leggings on. Maybe he could go back to the 80s and hang out with Beverly Goldberg on the Goldbergs, and they could do some jazzercise together, get some nice purple ones.
Great show, by the way.
It was a phenomenal show. It was a phenomenal show. Too bad they had to, kick Murray off the last season. That sucked. I love Murray. He's the best. But anyway, I digress. Now, Oregon, sadly, they're number one, but meh. I don't think so. Homie, don't play that game.
Ooh, wow. In color, in living color reference. I am going to spit as well because on January 1st, 2025, in Pasadena, California, at the Rose Bowl,
Chuck.
The Ohio State Buckeyes will defeat the Oregon Ducks in a classic that if you brought back Keith Jackson.
Whoa, Nelly.
Oh, Nelly, as he talks about the mountains of the San Gabriel. The San Gabriel Mountains.
Stumbling down for the bit to the 4825. Oh, Nelly.
Oh, Nelly. So that's what I got going there. So I'm spitting. And
we already went to Andy, so go Roger.
Go Roger.
I changed the order because I left and came back. I don't, man. You know what sucks, man? I'm a Big Ten. I'm a Big Ten guy, man. College football died when the BCS died for me because our our championship was going to win the Big Ten and then go to California, play in the Rose Bowl, and beat USC or UCLA or Washington or whatever. And that was college football to me. And to watch Oregon come into the Big Ten, not only win the Big Ten, and then to go on to win, I'd hate to see them win a national championship. I don't know, man. I don't know how this happened with college football. I know. How the fuck are the Trojans are in the Big Ten? And the Oregon Ducks, for Christ's sake, man. So I'm spitting, I'm chugging. I might have to open another fucking beer because of this.
Whoa!
By the way, you see, Chuck said Michigan not being in the playoff really sucks.
I know. I love Chuck, man. He gets mad at me. I love Chuck. We're gonna do a podcast. Me and Chuck are gonna do a podcast. It's called Chuck Said First Said, because we never agree. We've agreed one time and it was golden. It was the rightest thing in the fucking world because me and Chuck agreed on it. It couldn't possibly be wrong. But what's that?
What'd you agree on?
I forget what it was. Chuck, I'm gonna.
Well, that will Ed spits and chug.
But I love Chuck. We're gonna do a podcast together someday. It's gonna be we're gonna be billionaires when we do it. It's gonna be so good.
All right, look forward to Roger leaving the Dawg Chug to start a new.
I'm still going to do this every Wednesday night. Are you kidding me?
If you leave, if you do another one, I'm out.
I'm leaving.
I'm only here because I know how much this is your life, and I have to support you, and I love you.
No, you can go. I'll be here long after you're gone.
So you're basically saying you feel sorry for him, Andy. Is that what you're saying?
Me and the Elf Man eventually will be here. Me and Elf.
Awesome.
And I'm okay
Whoa,
with
Nelly
it.
to that.
I'm okay with it. Me and Brownie the Elf.
Me and Bronky Dog are going to do a podcast where we just talk about cocks the entire time.
Hey, me and
What about you can talk about Courtney Cox?
do we have time for the
No,
story?
sorry.
before
Ed,
Brownie
we're
the
talking
Elf?
about
Yeah.
penis. We're just going to talk penis for an hour.
Oh, I didn't want to upset
Every
Rogers. I didn't
Yeah.
want to upset Rogers.
Let's keep talking about cock.
All right.
Wow. That will end Spits of Chug.
That's
I don't think
beautiful.
we'll ever be allowed to do it again. Thanks, Ethan, for that.
That was a great addition of Specific Chug. Thank you, Ed. No, awesomely
Yeah,
good.
I had
great
no
job,
control
man.
over
Great
anything.
job. Hey,
All right. Now we have a new bit. We're not a new bit. We're gonna
Yes,
do the
a
next
revised Ethan.
All right.
we're
ready?
gonna do. Oh, do your
Yeah.
rapid fire. Ed.
Yes,
Go.
that's
go,
right.
go.
Ethan, you are going under rapid fire. You have 3 seconds to answer yes or no only until the last question.
man.
All right, here we go. The Browns should fire Kevin Stefanski.
No.
The Browns should fire Andrew Berry.
Yes.
Jameis Winston throws interceptions in his sleep.
Yes.
Dustin Hopkins is washed.
No.
Browns need to draft a quarterback.
Yes.
Cavs will win the East.
Yes.
Evan Mobley is a legit superstar.
Yes.
The Cavs frog is cool.
Yes.
Shane Bieber will make a major contribution next year.
No.
The Jimenez trade was bad.
No.
Canceling Guards Fest ruined your life.
No.
The Mets will regret the Soto deal.
Yes.
The Yankees will regret not signing Soto.
No.
Yes.
The Reds will make the playoffs with Tito.
Hell no.
The Buckeyes will beat Tennessee.
Yes.
The Buckeyes will beat
Yeah.
Oregon.
No.
And what the fuck do you want for Christmas?
Nothing. More
Nothing.
money. More money.
That will end
A
rapid
better,
fire.
Hey,
job.
What happened to the?
Hold on,
what
hold on,
happened to
hold on,
the
hold on.
Staples?
I gotta call bullshit. Well, we've moved past Thanksgiving, Roger, so we're not doing the what's the best.
Yeah, we had to update it. God.
Ethan, if you want money for Christmas, what are you going to spend the money on? That's actually what you really want. Just throwing it out there. So if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on?
Honestly, I don't know, man. Maybe 2 chicks at one time.
Well,
Hey, Peter, turn on the breast exam on Channel 3. Watch
that's a
cornhole.
good. I mean, that's an
All right.
honest answer. It's an
If
honest-
any women are out there that want to make $500,000 each, go to Virginia, and yeah,
it's for lovers. It's for lovers, Virginia.
Yeah. Dude, my kids get all the Christmas gifts or the Hanukkah gifts. We don't even exchange gifts. It's just save the money and do whatever we want throughout the year. And I don't do much of anything. I sit in my house right in this room every effing day, Monday through effing Friday.
wow. All right.
I'm with you.
I think you should evaluate though. Like, what do I really want? Because it sounds to me like you're unsure. Like,
I am unsure. You're right, Andy. I want a better
Maybe-
job. I want a different job.
You don't want Randolph making women's basketball to win the championship?
hold on a second. I just said to you, if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on? So you're not looking for a better job. You're like, you have to evaluate what you want.
I don't know what the hell see. That's my
Well, okay.
problem, Andy. I don't know.
Fair enough.
You're losing me.
I'm just suggesting that's what you should put your thought process towards. Like,
All right.
I mean, trust me, the 2 women at the same time was a great answer. I love that. That was phenomenal.
But I can't. It's like I can't say that that's my own though. I can't say that's my own. Stealing lines from movies. That's one of my powers. Quoting bad movies. I think that Bill Belichick down at North Carolina to steal a line from Revenge of the Nerds. I've been combing the high schools all day. Well, he's combing the colleges all day. It's like, you don't have a date,
Right.
Bill. I've been combing the colleges all day. That's what it is. Hey, Booger. It's like, what? Does she have? It's like, she's not that type of girl, Booger. Oh, what? Does she have a penis?
You
Oh, hello.
Ethan, can you please agree to a 1-year contract to be on the Dawg Chug?
Sure.
I'm really appreciating everything that you're giving off here. Roger, if you had $1 million, what would you want to spend it on? What would you want? Like, what's your biggest thing?
Oh, my boy, a bigger house for my boys.
All right,
Big
bigger house.
backyard
Ed,
where they can-
if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on?
Hookers and blow. Come on.
All right, so 2 women at the same time, or you want the blow too?
I want it all. Yeah, give me the blow.
Oh my God.
I would use the money to hire assassins to go out and murder the people on Twitter I don't like.
Any names? Can we name drop?
Good job.
Name
Hey, I got a list. Can I?
Can we DM you or some possible?
I see you two, posting things about people you don't like. I'm just gonna front you the money so we can make this happen. Let's take out our enemies. Let's go. All right. Anyway, Ethan, hearing that, does that help you come up with like any tangible idea of like something that you might want to spend your money on, or would you rather think about it more? Because
quite frankly, so if I had that kind of money, that would generally mean I had some kind of like good job, or it just magically came into my life. I would pay off all my debt. I'd pay off my house. I'd pay off my college loans, and I'd make sure my kids had an education. I'd spend it on them. I'd spend it on my wife and make sure that we were good in the future. That's what
she's not going to be happy when she hears you want to have 2 women at the same time.
You've already blown that.
Would she be one of the women, or are you going 2 randos?
I was gonna get those dolls, I was gonna get some of those dolls,
The fuck dolls.
Yeah. Hey, look, they won't talk back.
That's true.
There's no laughter anymore. I mean, oh, yeah, not bad.
Ed and I actually have a separate podcast about sex advice, so we're gonna have you on.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my. Ooh,
that's
Sponsored by the
must-see
Lions.
there's must-see podcast right there.
When I met Howard, he said, if you have a deep voice like that, you must have a really
Everybody tune in to that.
Oh my God, this has been fun. All right, we got to move it along though. We have to pick our games.
Pick our games
for the week, so we can get the fuck out of here. So,
am I the only one that lost last week?
Probably.
Yeah, we went 4-1. Unfortunately, Roger, you fucked us all up.
Roger.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
That's the first time I cost us.
It was, and it cost us a lot because there's only one winner. So we would have won like
son of a bitch.
You would have won $1 million, I think. So
God damn it, there goes my house.
Yeah.
All right.
The decent basement.
Let's see. Sorry. Krista picked. I gotta do my daughter's pick. She made a pick. I gotta make that pick first.
Okay.
Just because, if you pick against her or something, it's gonna screw things up. So she actually picked. Let's see if I can get this right here. Aha. She picked the Houston Texans to beat to what was it, 2.5? Hold on. So sorry.
What's the official gambling site of the Dawg Chug?
What's that?
What's the official gambling site? Are you DraftKings, FanDuel, Bet, or whatever the hell comes up?
No one endorses us.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. Although I make most of my bets with FanDuel, but that's just throwing that out there. Caesar's throttle with me sucks. Okay, so Krista picked the Houston Texans to beat the Miami Dolphins by 3. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna turn to you, Ethan. Do you have a
pick against the spread? Well, I'm gonna tell the 49ers. Well, they better get ready because they're gonna get beat. As the Rams are gonna cover the plus tree spread there, they're gonna beat their asses and tell them, "Hey, spread them wide. We got this one. Do it for Ditka."
All right, so once again, you're picking
the Rams plus 3.
All right.
That was a great one.
That's a Thursday night game. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I love that.
Puka Nakua all over their ass.
All right, Roger. What do you got?
You know what? I'm going to go Carolina. This is the first game they're favored. I'm taking Carolina over the Cowboys. This is the first game they've been favored in like 9 years.
All right. I love it. You don't think the pressure's going to be too much? Got it.
What's
Love
the
it.
points on that, though, Andy? What is that?
Carolina is giving 2.5 to the Cowboys to get a win by a field
In
goal.
Carolina, right.
In Carolina. That's absolutely correct. Ed.
All right.
Greatest game, maybe even
It's gonna be
a
Christmas
greater
Day for
rivalry
me.
than Ohio State Michigan is the Army Navy game this
Ooh.
Saturday. What do you
Oh,
get?
man.
Army's giving 6.5 to Navy.
Giving 6.5.
I don't know which side to bet on, but I'm definitely going to bet the under.
Yeah. Give me
The under's probably 18 points, and I'm going to bet the under.
Over on rushing yards, or bet the over on rushing yards.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. All right. Sorry, Ed.
give me the midshipmen, not to win the game,
Oh,
but to
cover the 6.5 points. Okay.
Midshipmen to cover.
Seaman.
We're going to win this week, boys. I feel it.
Until I make my terrible pick, you took Navy.
It's going to be Festivus
I
year.
am taking. Let me make sure I
Is
got this
everybody
right.
still watching?
I am taking. I'm taking the New England Patriots. They are
Mike's
5.5 point.
been drinking.
They're 5.5 point
Oh, you're taking-
underdogs against the Arizona Cardinals, and I
I
think
almost
teams
took that one. That's a good bet.
suck. So we got it. We locked it in. We're good.
That's a good bet. I almost took that one. Hey, Mike's drunk. He's at the Browns. Yeah, Mike's drunk. He's been drinking. That's good. Welcome to Dawg Chug.
There's a weird contingency of people that are honestly believing the Browns are going to win this game, or maybe.
I know, man.
I don't
Maybe
understand
because
it.
it's a trap game for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and we had that trap game against the Steelers, and we all predicted it, and it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. We're like the trap game for everybody.
All right, I'm going to make a deal, Roger. If we beat the Kansas City Chiefs, I will
All
do
right.
4 Washington apples in a can.
Oh, okay.
In
Deal.
1 minute. In 1 minute.
All right. Deal.
No,
Bet.
no. All right. And then
All
what
right.
happens if they don't win?
God damn it, you always do that to me, and I think I'm off the hook and you're just gonna drink. But then you counter.
It's not one-sided, unfortunately.
I'll chug one more of them nasty bastards. I don't know.
You got another one? All right. Then you'll do one next week's show with Heather.
Yeah.
And if
Miller Lite, make me chug a Miller Lite.
what would be worse, the Miller Lite or a Washington?
Oh, Miller Lite's way worse than the Miller Lite's way worse.
You know what? Wait a second, guys. I know how to solve this. The loser is doing a bull shot. You're going to do a bull shot. It's got some.
We're just, our goal is to get drunk,
all right,
Ethan.
All right.
Because by 11:17, you want to be hammered on a Wednesday night.
You got to do the bull shot. Hey, can you make a shoe? Can you make a bull shot? Can you make a shoe smell?
What is a bull shot?
I think it's got horseradish in it. It's horrible. But I made, at the time, my girlfriend, now my wife, and 2 other buddies do a bull shot at a bar because we were playing Guess the Next Song, and they were making fun of me. So I made them do a bull shot. It's terrible.
What was the next song?
I don't remember. That was almost 18 years ago, 19 years ago. I don't quite remember that, my friend. But
Right.
It's good stuff.
I don't mean to get personal, but would your wife be willing to have a 3-way with you? Is that in the cards, or is she against it?
No, it's not going to happen, broski.
There's no and there's hell no.
She don't even know he's.
All right, good to know.
That's all good. We're solid.
She doesn't even know he's on Dawg Chug.
Well, the sad thing is she does. She hears everything I say. She's like, God, you're yelling about everything.
All right, what if one of the women was like a sex doll that wasn't real?
Ooh.
Nah, I'm pretty gross. I don't know.
No, the Dawg Chug would send the sex doll to both of you so you can have some fun. You're not paying for it.
Oh,
It's Verizon. Would you guys enjoy
It's a
that?
courtesy gift. It's courtesy
Or-
of the.
I don't know if it would make it to me. I think my son might intercept it, in
Whoa.
the mail. Hey-o!
Oh.
All right,
oh.
fair enough. We're getting too personal. All right.
What's Crumpy Dog?
Fantastic to the Dog Chug, as far as I'm concerned. This is one of my favorites. Ethan, you're amazing. I hope you come back on again very soon. I had a lot of fun tonight. I honestly did. Ed, one of your best Hallmark top 10s I've ever seen you do. Roger, my God, keep antagonizing our enemies, because I love it. I love when you do that. And I hope you continue doing it. And Pronky Dog,
I don't think he knows not how to do it, so he'll be good.
You're doing an amazing job. Keep it up. Anyone that wants to give Roger a little bit of shit, he will beat you. He will win.
He will nuke everything. Speaking of nuclear podcasts, Ethan, plug all your stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, plug your stuff. Go
Well,
ahead.
thank you so much. First of all, thank you everybody for welcoming me in. Love it. Glad to be here and get to be a part of your show. My podcast is at Going Nuclear CLE. You can find it on YouTube. I have just joined up and become a part of the Fanatical Elves Network. And so we will be partnering with them, and the shows will be there, as well as on my own Twitter handle, egreen4325, my Twitter page at Going Nuclear CLE. You can get the link there to the YouTube at Going Nuclear CLE. So there it is. I think that's about it. That's all I got, bros.
All right, dude. It's been so much fun having you on. Again, come back anytime, please.
Anytime, yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We have a Kansas City Chiefs game, and if anyone's in the Columbus area, me and Ed are probably watching it at a bar. So come meet up, come hang out. Let's watch the Browns lose.
Thanks, Mike.
In fashion.
What's Mike got?
He had a blast.
Mike, we hope you tune in again next week. Your comments were amazing, so please.
Mike, you come on as a guest. DM me, DM us, and you come on, visit us here, drink with us, and play Spit Sip Chug with us, man.
The sun never sets on the British Empire. We love you from across the pond.
Yeah.
All right. Well, drink if you got them, and I guess go Cavs. I mean, I would say go Browns. Cavs play
Go
Friday.
Cavs, go Guards, go
win.
Browns, I guess. Go Pride. One Pride.
Hey, we root for them. We root for them whether they suck or they're great.
Go Randolph-Macon women's basketball.
Thank you, sir. Hey, the Yellow Jackets were climbing up toward the top 25. 7-1 out to an early start. Had an amazing game. Defeated number 6 Johns Hopkins University. In fact, a couple years ago, the men's team won the D3 national championship, and so they've had a really, really good program. It's been great to be a part of that for as long as I have.
Hey, Ethan, I want to ask you real quick, what's it like calling the ladies' games? Me and my son sit up at the top of the high school games. My oldest son's a freshman, and we try to call the game, and then I'm like, hey, get your body in. You know what? I start getting personal. How do you like calling games? That's got to be awesome.
No, calling games is fantastic. When you grew up in the Northeast Ohio area and you listened to the legend Joe Tate and newly Baseball Hall of Fame Tom Hamilton, along with Nev Chandler, Jim Dobson, Casey Coleman, all those guys, it was like, this is what I want to do. I called Joe Tate at his home back in the day. Did
he say wham with the right hand?
Wham with the right hand. I listened to Joe Tate and realized, look, the art form of doing play-by-play is to paint the picture. There's too much rambling and too much advertising these days. So I try to take key from him. There's a lot of down the line to the lane, put it up, put it in.
See, yeah.
Got it. Good.
Nice.
So,
dude,
yeah.
By the way, your voice is awesome. I would tune into ladies basketball just to hear you.
I post. I try to post the links when I can on the Randolph that come from the Randolph-Macon Sports Network. But if you're not able to tune in, that's all right. They're up somewhere there out in the ethos. But I will just say that it's like you've been listening live to Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets basketball right here on the Randolph-Macon Sports Network.
Nice.
Beautiful. Hey, Ethan, you got to do our